Friday morning, about 9:15 a.m. So by now, we are all aware that the ICE agent who murdered Renee Nicole Good the day before yesterday is a 10-year ICE veteran. He's been on ICE with ICE for 10 years. His name is Jonathan Ross. He also is a resident of Minneapolis, just as Renee Nicole Good was. Her family obviously still resides there. I don't know if Officer Ross is married or has kids. Worst case scenario for this guy is he's going to get indicted for murder by Minneapolis District Attorney, who I believe is still Keith Ellison, who prosecuted Derek Chauvin for the murder of George Floyd 5 or 6 years ago. And best case scenario for Jonathan Ross is if he doesn't get prosecuted and sent to prison for decades, his best case scenario is that he can join up with people like Kyle Rittenhouse and George Zimmerman, the man who killed Trayvon Martin, a black teenager many, many years ago. That's like the best case scenario for the rest of this guy's life. Regardless of whether he gets prosecuted or not, this murder is now his entire identity. He, for the rest of his life, everywhere he goes, it's, oh, that's the guy who murdered Renee Nicole Good in Minneapolis. That's his best case scenario. His worst case scenario, and again, I mentioned this in a video on Wednesday, one of the consequences of Donald Trump's bitchy, petulant, titty baby little retribution tour in sending ICE and National Guard troops and Marines and Customs and Border Patrol agents into democratically governed cities in democratically governed states. One consequence of doing that is those states have Democrats serving as attorney general. The counties where these cities are located have Democrats serving as district attorney. The cities where these things are happening have prosecutors who are largely Democrats. When they are presenting charging possibilities to grand juries in these cities, those grand juries are comprised largely of Democrats. When they take these cases to trial and they're selecting a jury for a criminal trial, those juries are going to be comprised largely of Democrats. So it's like Donald Trump is sending these ICE agents and Border Patrol agents and National Guard troops and Marines into democratically run cities in democratically run states, thinking that he's getting over, he's getting one over on the Democrats, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's the Democrats that are going to prosecute these fuckers. And it's Democrats on these grand juries and juries who are going to convict these fuckers. And it's Democrats who are going to be the judges overseeing these criminal trials. That's one consequence, Donald, of your little plan of sending all of these people into democratically run cities. The entire law enforcement structures of these cities, counties, and states are run by Democrats. And Minneapolis in particular has a track record and has proven experience in prosecuting police officers who murder people and putting them in prison for the rest of their lives. And that's where Donald Trump sent Jonathan Ross to murder Renee Nicole Good. And I was a bit surprised to learn that Jonathan Ross, Renee Good's killer, is also a resident of Minneapolis. So this is his community too. So regardless of whether he is criminally prosecuted, which I very, very much hope that he is, and this took place in the right jurisdiction for that to happen, Jonathan Ross has completely destroyed the rest of his adult life. At best, he can get on the right-wing speaking tour with Kyle Rittenhouse, and they can now be each other's new best friends. Imagine that is your prospects for the rest of your life. Great. Now I have to spend the rest of my life hanging out with Kyle fucking Rittenhouse. And I have to be lumped together with that piece of shit. That's the best case scenario for this guy's life. Worst case is he'll be in a cell next to Derek Chauvin, the officer who killed George Floyd. I'm hoping for that. What a fucking scumbag piece of shit, man. Violated all of his training, violated all the protocols, shot into a moving vehicle that was moving away from him. All self-inflicted, dude. Every bit of it.